blimey, no one tells you how difficult it is to set all this malarkey up, do they? It's like, all I want to do is introduce myself, and I've got to test this and test that and test the mic and test the camera, and blimey. Anyway, this is my first YouTube ever. Well, yeah, sort of, for a long time anyway. I might have tried it years ago and then not been consistent enough with it and just kind of forgot about it and let work get in the way. So here I am. I'm going to do a little introduction to who I am and what I do. So if you already follow me on social media, you'll know that I'm Petra. If you don't already follow me on social media, now you know that I'm Petra. I am a master personal trainer. What does that mean? It means I have specialist qualifications, which I'll come into shortly. And I am also very passionate menopause coach. So my journey started with my perimenopause in my early 40s, and I had absolutely no idea what was going on at all. I had a couple of hot flushes in the gym. I had a gym at the time, and one of my clients started laughing and saying, you get into menopause. And I was like, what? Oh, nowhere near. That's for old people, right? I'm way too young. So I was in denial for a long time about it. And yeah, so that was the start of it. The mood swings were pretty bad. Anxiety that I'd kind of never had before, and a severe loss of confidence, really badly lost my confidence. And as a personal trainer, that had quite an impact on my work as well. And brain fog, see, it's still got it like 15 years later. So it was a really difficult time for me. It was also a time around when one of my clients discovered she got breast cancer. And in order for me to help her through that period of her life, I wanted to learn more, so I did. So I became a cancer and exercise rehabilitation specialist. I was already a lower back pain management specialist. I was already pre and postnatal. I'd already got all of these other qualifications that I incorporated into my daily work. But the cancer and exercise rehabilitation one, wow, that was and still is a challenge. It's more than just a PT qualification. It's so much more than a PT qualification. And it's something that I'm really passionate about, particularly helping ladies that are going through or recovering from breast cancer. And I have other clients with other cancers as well, but kind of the breast cancer is the one that I'm most passionate about, which I'll come into when you continue to watch me and hear more about my story. I haven't had it, but I found some lumps. Anyway, I digress. So, of course, when this client was going through her cancer treatment, she went into surgical menopause. And I didn't know anything about that either. So I was kind of going through my own journey with my perimenopause, not knowing much about it, not even researching it or doing anything about it. Requalified and was helping her through her journey. And then, of course, all these menopause symptoms were happening. She was thrown into it overnight, literally. So her estrogen was just cut off, and the side effects and the symptoms of that were really severe for her. And of course, she's going through one of the most traumatic things that you can go through in your life. So I decided I was going to learn more. So I did. And now I'm a menopause coach as well, which is great fun. So it's kind of incorporating all of those things together that I do. So personal training, cancer and exercise rehabilitation, and menopause coach. So it's bringing all of those in with my own experience, the evidence-based research that I have my hands on. I'm an affiliate member of the British Menopause Society, so I can get my hands on lots of information. And of course, other learnings that I have taken along the way. So cancer and menopause, gynecological cancers and menopause. There's all sorts of different sort of mini qualifications that I've done along the way, mini learnings, if you like. And I still learn every day from my clients. There's something new every day. And I didn't know that, because it's affecting them. And then I do research and look into it. So how does that work for you? Well, I'm most passionate about what I refer to as the missed generation. So I'm 57. A lot of my clients are in their 60s, late 50s, into their 60s. up towards their 70. I've got a client who's over 80, but the majority of my clients are kind of my age, midlife, as I like to call them. And I feel that, and they feel that they've kind of been forgotten. So we think, or we thought, that menopause, you kind of got to this 365th day and then it was done, right? And I think some people still think that, but it's not. That's almost the start of it. So the 365 days, you've got your perimenopause, which can go on for kind of anything, well, years, 12, 14 years. It can go on for quite a long time, all those fluctuations. And then you get to your 365th day without a period. And you go, woohoo, that's great. I've reached that pivotal point in my life where I've got news for you. Nothing changes apart from the fact that you can be slightly more confident wearing white trousers, and your excuse of not tonight, Josephine, has well gone out the window. But there might be other things that are affecting your libido, which I'm going to come into at a later date. So we get to this 365th day, and then we're known as post-menopausal. And that kind of implies that we're done with it. It's past, we're past it, but we're not. And for many women, the struggle can really start around this time. And then there's confusion with that as well, because they think, well, it can't be a menopause symptom because I've been through it. I went through that years ago. However, some of the symptoms that many of my clients and potential clients, you even, are struggling with are brain fog, loss of confidence, night sweats, hot flushes still, and a plethora of other things, symptom checker if you want one, a plethora of other symptoms, and particularly loss of libido and genitourinary syndrome, which is problems down below, which there will be a whole video about that, very passionate about vagina. And so they tend not to say anything or do anything about these symptoms because they just think it's just a part of getting older, right? This is just the way it is. This is what my life is going to be like now, and I just have to get on with it. And that's not the case. It's not the case. There are many, many things that you can do about it, and that's where I can help. So we look at the pillars of menopause. We look at nutrition, we look at exercise, we look at sleep, stress, supplements, and we talk about hormones. So HRT has just been renamed menopause hormone therapy. It's a lot more friendly. It's a lot friendlier approach. Again, I'm going to do a whole video about why the name has changed. But it's an option that we can look at. But it's also very, very important that we look at the basic pillars that anybody can address, whether you want hormone therapy or don't want hormone therapy. Then it's still really, really important to look at exercise, and so how we're moving and what we're feeding our body. Now, I'm not going to start saying that you've got to be farmers walking with half your body weight and you need to be able to do a pull-up and you need to be able to do a full press-up, because that's terrifying, right? For the ladies that I help, it's far easier than that. It's about being able to get in and out of a chair without doing, that old lady groan, without doing that, or without hurting. It's about being able to get out of bed without having to sit there for a few minutes and kind of wonder whether you have the confidence in your legs to support you today. It's about being able to push your arms up above shoulder height in order to put your overhead luggage in, or to reach a top shelf. It's about basics, and it's starting at the very, very beginning. So we start with looking at form, we do body weight exercises, and then we start to incorporate small weights, and we start to incorporate bands, and we build up over time, because everybody has to start somewhere. And with nutrition, I'm not a nutritionist. I don't want to be a nutritionist. There are many fantastic nutritionists out there, and if that's what you want, I can recommend some great ones. But what I look at is the basics. What can we tweak? What can we change that's going to help you feel fuller for longer, feel satiated? What's going to be good for your bone strength and your muscle strength? What's going to help you be hydrated more? What's going to help you have more energy? Looking at some basics. And then we look at sleep, which is going to be really compounded by what we're eating and how we're moving, our stress levels and how we can address those in menopause particularly, or any time of your life. We look at supplements. What supplements are going to benefit us during this phase of menopause, this post-menopause that we're now going through. And we talk about hormone therapy, whether you want it, don't want it, whether you just want to learn more about it, or whether you want to consider it as an option once you've got everything else sorted out. So that's what we do. We look at the whole package, and as a very experienced and empathetic older personal trainer, I understand. I get it. I know it's scary. I feel intimidated walking into a gym. I don't particularly like it. I wait for the quiet time, and if not, then I work out at home. And sometimes, especially where we have time constraints, it's easier to just think, well, I've got 10 minutes now. I'll play Petra's, I'll turn on Petra's app and play one of her videos, and we'll do it together for 10 minutes. And that could be very early in the evening, and then you have your wind down. So you can do it whenever you like. If you want to do it in the morning, whenever you want to do it. And with the nutrition tweaks, they're easy to throw into time constraints as well. So it's about looking at the whole bigger picture, you as a person, you as a full body, your life, your lifestyle, your quality of life. And because I'm also a qualified coach, to help you then with any other things that you may have going on that are within my scope of practice. So it could be anything that you want to talk about, and we can talk about how we can amend and adapt and help you through those different situations. So I hope I've explained who I am and what I do. Why do I do it? I love it. I find nothing more fantastic and fascinating than watching somebody go from not being able to get in and out of a chair without hurting their knees, or not being able to put something in the top cupboard, or not being able to get up and down off the floor. I love it when people are so empowered and they've been shown how to do it, and then they can. And my absolute favourite is when husbands phone me and say, thank you for giving me my wife back, or even better, I have a new wife because she just feels so much more confident and she's so much happier within herself. So if any of that resonates with you and you think, I really want to work with this lady, I think she knows what she's talking about, I do, I think she can help me, I can, and I want to get started, then what are you waiting for? Let's get started. I've been Petra, it's been great talking to you, and I'll see you on the next one. Reaches for